Greetings and welcome to another episode of Encouraging You. I'm Dr. Cheryl Hobbs with Victory Educational Solutions, and I'm here to let you know that I've been thinking about you today. Yes, I have. When I got up this morning, I thought, you know what? I'm always thinking, because I told you my mission is to do just what I'm doing right now. Say a word of encouragement, whatever it is that I'm doing, just to kind of share it with you. You never know how many times people are looking just to have some affirmation, right? Someone just to say, you did a good job, you know, or that was wonderful, or that was exciting, or even to give some feedback that says, I've seen better work. So, yes, it's good to see you today. And I hope you had a good day. I really do. I hope that everything that you set out to do this morning, that it went well for you. When I think about the miracle every single day that we have, and that miracle is you can get up, and if you leave your home and are able to come back to your home and everything basically is still in place, that's a miracle. You want to know what a miracle is when we're sick or having some type of a health challenge? A miracle is one of those things, and I always like to say this to people when they say, I need a miracle right now. Oh my God, I need things to change because things aren't going so well. And I say, you know what? A miracle is what everybody says can't happen, won't happen, but guess what? It does happen. That is a miracle. That's why we call it just that, a miracle. I have a question for you. How many miracles have you had in your life to take place? Now, if you were to start saying, you know what, maybe I've never had a miracle, I would challenge you to say, oh, but you have. Let me tell you how I know. Because just the mere fact that we got through COVID-19 and we are not a casualty, that's a miracle. It is. That pandemic that we have come through and still are fighting and struggling in some ways to make it to the next place, it's real. COVID-19 is real. And I tell you, the fact that if you're hearing me right now, and if you had COVID, like I had COVID, you would know it was a miracle. And I'm so thankful. What are you thankful for today? Think about the things that you have in your life right now. Yes, we could talk about all the things that are negative and all the things that are not going the way that we would like for them to go. But sometimes we just have to stop and say, thank you. Thank you. And whoever you say thank you to, I just want you to know, I say thank you, God. Did I ever tell you why I chose the name for my business, Victory Educational Solutions? Well, first of all, it's God inspired. That's where the victory comes from. And I just love to not only encourage you, but I like to, let people know that you can have the victory in your life. So not just having a miracle, but, victory is something that is just, oh my God, having victory over a challenge that seemed like you were going to be defeated in, that's victory. Having the victory in a situation where it seems like no way out is victory. I would say that if there were two words that could marry each other, it would be miracle and victory. So when I wake up in the morning, I stretch my arms up all the way and I look up and I thank God for yet another day because it was a miracle. It was a miracle that I laid down that night and went to sleep and woke up just another morning. It's a miracle right now that I'm able to just sit here and tell you how wonderful you are and encourage you that no matter who is beating you down, no matter who is telling you you can't make it, I'm telling you that you can. So enjoy your miracles. Sometimes miracles are big miracles, and sometimes getting the victory over something is, big victory, or, a little victory or a little miracle, but it doesn't matter how big or small. The fact that you have it is wonderful. So that's where that came from, stretching my arms straight up and just making a big V, and just saying, God, I thank you for yet another day. So in this day, I would like to ask you, what happened? What did you do? And, I ask that question because I think about when my children were small, and I would ask them when they would get in the car after I picked them up from school, I'd say, how was your day? What did you do? The first thing well, I have 3 kids, they would say something like, nothing. And I say, nothing? Well, you know what I learned? That is a close-ended question. So you ask the child something like, describe for me what you did today. Now they can't say nothing except to tell you what it is exactly that they did. So I'm asking you today, what did you do? Now, there's a trick to that question, because the other part of that question is not just what did you do, but how productive were you? Now, I'm going to ask you one more question. Remember the video that I shared with you and I challenged you about your dream, and I called it procrastination and the delayed dream. Remember that? And at that time, I asked you to write down 3 dreams that you had ever since you were a young person, a child, or it may have even been recent. And I ask you not to let that dream go to the wayside, or for you to forget that dream. And so remember, I ask you also to get out your journal. So take out your journal again. Go to the page where you wrote down those dreams. And remember, I also ask you to prioritize those dreams, right? So which dream did you prioritize? So now I asked you earlier about miracles. If you followed my little humble instruction to write out your dreams and then prioritize your dreams, then now I'm going to tell you that's a miracle. If you did that, and if you are now working that dream to bring it into fruition. In other words, there's a statement, it's a scripture, but this is what it says. Without a vision, the people perish. So when we don't have a vision in our life, or a goal or a dream, then life cannot necessarily be as meaningful as if we're working towards something. Because how many times have we been just kind of bored? We're just kind of existing. I'll never forget, I had a bout of depression. And I like to be transparent about that because I think that's real. Talk about a miracle. Because see, sometimes people don't always come out of depression, but depression is real. And so I remember going through a period of time where I would just go through the motions. And I remember saying to God, is this all there is to life? So I'm really going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to do what I did today. And that is get up, get ready, go to work, come home, go to bed, get ready, get up, go to work, come home. That's going to keep happening? That was a question that I asked God, because I had gotten to a point of that I didn't really start working on my dreams or my goals and all of those things that meant so much to me. And I put them to the side. So I want to encourage you again, if you put your dream to the side, pick it back up again, please. pick it back up again, and begin to work your dream. Begin to bring it to pass. We don't get many choices sometimes, and we don't get many chances sometimes. So now that you have a choice and a chance, please take advantage of it. I'm encouraging you to do that. Remember, my job, what I love doing, is encouraging you. So I'm encouraging you today to get the miracle that I spoke about earlier. Because if you go after that dream, which is that newfound, whatever it is, work it, make it happen. Listen, if you are the pursuer in a relationship, or you want to pursue someone for a relationship, you have the control. So why are you fearful? Why are you afraid? Why are you not going after what it is that means so much to you? Why would you let it slip away from your hands? You see, that may be a dream. And if that individual is a dream for you, and it's in your reach and your grasp, and it won't harm them to go after it, why don't you do it? Because you know what? Life is but a vapor. And you know what a vapor is. If you did a little trick, in case you don't remember, we all did it as kids. Remember, we were fascinated to see our breath in the mirror. And we'd stand in the mirror and we'd blow in the mirror. And then the mirror would fog up. And no sooner than you did it and looked at it, it was just about gone. That's how life is. You look and it's gone in one way or another. You look and the years have passed by. Like, can you believe that we're over 18 months in a pandemic? It seems like just yesterday. So if you're the pursuer in a relationship, meaning you're the one that goes after that person, don't let that person get away from you. Go after them. Seek them with your whole heart. Show them how you love them. Show them how much you love them. Show them why you love them. Now that's a relationship, right? And if you have that kind of control, don't let them, I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how they act. Now, I'm not saying be aggressive where it's dangerous or it's harmful to someone or to yourself. But I'm saying if all things being equal, go after your dream. Make it happen. Okay? Now, that's relationship. Now, if it's not relationship, let's just say it's that job. It's a job that you have just desired and you believe that you could really do that job. Go after it. Don't be the one on the sidelines thinking, oh, I wish I had it. Go on LinkedIn, and I'm not getting paid through LinkedIn to promote them or advertise them, but go on LinkedIn or whatever job portal you like. Go on it, get your resume or your curriculum vitae together and launch it, put it out there and see what you might catch. It just might be that new position, that new job, even if it's the company that you want to work at. Let me tell you a little story. I worked with this gentleman one time, and he said that he was looking for a job. He didn't have one at the time. And so when he went out, he decided that he was going to go to the company that he desired to work at. He went to that company and they asked him, "Who are you, sir?" He said, "Oh, I'm your new employee." And they said, "We don't recall hiring someone just recently." He says, "Oh, no, you didn't hire me, but I'm your new employee that you should have been looking for. And I'm here to work for you. So can I get started?" Well, I tell you what, because of his faith and he believed that he could do it, you want to know what the person that was the managing director said? "You know what, sir? I admire you for taking a risk, for taking a chance to come to here to work. And yes, you get the job. Now you talk about a miracle. That's a miracle. So what is it that you're waiting for someone to tell you yes about? Okay, so now I gave you one about a relationship. I gave you one about a job. How about that house? What about that house that you've driven past, or that neighborhood? You keep driving past it, and every time you do, you go, "Whoo, I wish I had a house over here." Well, I tell you what, find out how much the houses are. Find out how much down payment you need. Don't be afraid. Do you know I've bought more houses with bad credit than I have with good credit? Let me tell you why. Because when I had bad credit, I had much more faith. With good credit, I'm like, well, is it a good time to buy right now? I already have a house. Maybe I don't need to do another one right now. But when I had bad credit, I was like, ooh, let me try it. Let me see. And I went out and I got a house. Don't be afraid of no. Let me tell you what my secret sauce is for no. You need two letters to go with no. It may be a K and it might be a W, which means it just you need to know a little more, which is KNOW, know a little more. Or it may be putting a T at the end of that no, which means not now. But don't ever take no as the final answer, unless, of course, it brings you harm or danger to someone else or harm to them. Now, if it doesn't bring danger to someone or harm to someone, don't take no for an answer. Just either know a little more or it's just not now. So that's how you get miracles. That's how you get miracles. Miracles sometimes just, don't come around the corner, but you have to make it happen. Now, let's talk about health, because sometimes the miracle that we need is health, good health. And I'll tell you a way to have that miracle as well. Now, just because it doesn't work today doesn't mean that it cannot work. It just means that sometimes there's a delay, and sometimes there's a greater purpose that we don't even understand, but God is working something in us and working something out of us. I don't know what that is, and I don't pretend to know because I'm not God, but I know that He's in control. So don't give up. If you're having a health crisis, please don't give up. I remember getting some devastating news one time. I was in the vehicle. I had just gotten picked up from work. And as we were on our way home, I got a call from the doctor. And at that time, the doctor said, I've got some important information I need to share with you. And I said, okay. I said, can you share it with me now? And the doctor said, well, we found some cells on your ovaries that we're just not quite sure about. They don't look very healthy. And I was a young woman at the time, young children, married, and just, had just bought a house. And it just seemed so devastating because I thought, oh my God, what about my children? How will they be taken care of? Now, of course, I was married to their father, so he would take care of them, but I'm the mother. And as a mother, I couldn't understand how that could happen. Someone taking care of my children, just bought a new house, working and at the prime of life in terms of just, trying to take care of a great family. But I'll tell you what I did. I was devastated in my mind and I couldn't even talk about it. But I went home and I laid across my bed and I began to pray. Even in the midst of my tears, I began to pray. And I said, God, I release my children because they were yours first. God, I release my husband because he belongs to you. God, I release this house because I'm just a dweller in it. And when I did that, it was as if something changed and shifted in my life. And it was like it just broke, where The enemy of my mind no longer had control over me because I had surrendered everything that was dear to my heart. And so I recall going back to the doctor for a follow-up. They had to take a biopsy of my cervix area. And when they took that biopsy, the miracle that I received was that the cells that we saw originally, they're not there. Now I'll tell you, that was a miracle. That's just one miracle that I can share with you. There's so many more miracles that I've had, and I thank God for every last one of them. So I want you to reach into your life, and hopefully something I've said today has encouraged you to know that even when you can get the worst of news, and even when it seems like it's not going to change, surrender it all. Let it go. Let it go, so that on the other part of that same mountain that you're trying to climb, you can get the victory. So I just wanted to encourage you today to let you know that no matter what type of day you had today, no matter what type of day you might have tomorrow, be encouraged. Be encouraged. I shared with you in another video, things don't always stay the same. Good changes to bad, bad changes to good. So we just have to know that as we are going from one to the next, to the other, stay encouraged. Just know whatever it is that is standing before you that seems to be an obstacle, you can speak to that obstacle and say, be thou removed and cast into the sea. I want you to have the victory. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to live your best dream. Remember, I said in that video, don't just live your best life, live your best dream. So regardless of what that dream is, if it's owning a business, if it is, marrying the person of your life, of your dream, of your heart, or whatever it is, or getting that job that you've always dreamed about, or owning that business that you've always thought that you could be your own boss in, live your dream. Live your best dream. And that, my dear, my sir, will be your miracle. Okay? So stay encouraged. This is Dr. Cheryl Hobbs with Victory Educational Solutions, and I'm just encouraging you. You have a great day. Take care now.